What's up, guys? My name is Cody Montgomery. I'm an IFBB professional bodybuilder. I'm 23 years old. I currently live in Parrish, Florida. I was born in Anchorage, Alaska. I grew up most of my life in Texas, and I moved out here into Florida about 2 years ago to pursue my bodybuilding dreams and continue work with my sponsor, Blackstone Labs. I'm an athlete at Blackstone Labs now for 3 years. And this is going to be a new series following my journey to get back on the stage. So welcome to Starting from Scratch. So a lot of you that have been following me, some of you guys might be fresh, but definitely the most common question I've been getting over the last few months and over really the last few years is where have I been and what is next? Of course, I made my professional debut in the IFBB Pro League at the 2016 Arnold Classic. It's crazy how it's already 2018, but it's been 2 years since I've done, or almost 2 years, about 18 months right now since I've done a pro show. I did the Arnold Classic in Ohio, and then I traveled to Australia to do the Arnold Classic Australia a few weeks later. So those are the two pro shows that I've done up to this point, and a lot of people have been asking me what is next, where am I going to compete next, if I'm getting back on stage, things like that. And a lot of people have been asking where I've been. So to give you guys a little bit of update, for my absence from the stage, I'm still training, I'm still bodybuilding, I'm still loving it, living my dream every day. Now living here in Parrish, Florida. Just moved down here a few weeks ago, and now getting ready for 2018. Really excited to bring you guys along for this journey. Of course, in the last year, a lot has happened in the last 2 years, really, since the last series. If you guys haven't watched it, go watch it right now. Project Rookie, the series leading into my first professional show. This will be our third series that we've shot with Blackstone, and for the last year, I've basically been readapting to my life. Of course, I started bodybuilding very, very young. I started bodybuilding when I was 15. I did my first show, and really I've been training since I was 13. So it's really been, the same thing: wake up, train, eat, this, that, and the other. Of course, then I went off to school, graduated high school, went off to college for a few years, and then I turned pro at 20 at the NPC USA's. And since then, a lot has changed. I grew up. I've got bills. I've got now a son. My beautiful son, Brax, was born July 5th this past year, 2017. So I became a father. So a lot has changed. A lot of great positive, good things have happened. But it's been a lot harder to bodybuild. So I took the year off this last year from competing, focused more on trying to get some balance in my life. Work on my home life, and really try to put my family first. Of course, bodybuilding is a very, very demanding sport, as you guys already know, I'm sure. So now I'm here in Parrish, sacrificing for my family. We're, really excited for 2018 to be together and to get ready for, my comeback. So I'm, more than thrilled to bring you guys along for the journey. And so yeah, that's where I've been, and a lot has changed, as you guys will see. Growing up, and it is showing, so follow along. A little bit of background for any of you guys out there that might not know me. I started bodybuilding when I was 15. I started competing in the NPC. My first show was the Europa Dallas. I remember a few days after my 16th birthday, and I remember I was instantly hooked as soon as I stepped on stage. I played a lot of sports growing up, and as soon as I stepped on stage, it seemed like just puzzle pieces kind of fell together. I was really good at golf, actually, before this. I was good at hockey. I was good at a few other sports, but they just didn't really intrigue me as much as bodybuilding. As soon as I found bodybuilding, I quit everything. I was playing football and powerlifting in high school at the time, or my freshman year in high school, and I quit all of those as soon as I started bodybuilding, just because I was so in love with it, and it's been the same ever since. And now I'm 23. I've been a professional bodybuilder now for, it's crazy to say it, but 3 years. Turned pro at the 2015 NPC USA's, which completely changed my life. But to get you guys a little bit caught up from there, I guess the turning point in my quote-unquote career, where I found out this wasn't just a hobby and I could start really making something of this, was when I was 17 years old. I did the 2012 NPC Team Nationals. and I won the overall there. I became a teenage national champion for the NPC. You know, a few weeks later, got my first contract, a couple of contracts actually, and that's when I really was like, man, this is something that, you know, not only I love, but can start paying my bills and things like that, because I was getting older. Growing up, starting to have, you know, car insurance and gas bills and, you know, girlfriends and all this kind of different stuff. So I was like, wow, I really like this, and I started making money. So I was like, my eyes, you can imagine, were just huge. And then I went on and I won the team nationals 3 years in a row, 2012, 13, 14. And then the last year I won the collegiate nationals side of that show as well. So I won 4 national titles before I was 20 in bodybuilding. You know, I was very, I guess you could say, quick out the gate. And then now I've been kind of slow. Then not life hit me, and because that sounds like such a bad thing, but you know, I grew up. So there's been a lot of emotional times for me throughout the last year, and I'm really excited to finally be at this point to where you know, we're getting ready for 2018. So one of the biggest questions that I get hit up on social media and across all the social media platforms, where the hell have I been for the last 2 years since I did the Arnold Classic? As you guys know, a lot has changed. I still am with Blackstone Labs. I've still been shooting videos. I still have been, I've done a few guest posings last year, although it's been a little bit since I've been on stage, even guest posing. I've still been active, I've still been training, I've still been doing stuff. This year I've really been trying to take, or I guess last year, 2017, now that we're in 2018, I was really trying to take time to figure out my life and you know, have more balance in my life. You know, I've been so dedicated to bodybuilding 24 hours a day that really, you know, I had to change the way I was bodybuilding, because I was been so selfish in the past, you know, with my bodybuilding. And as you guys know, bodybuilding is a very selfish thing, but you know, when you're a 16-year-old, 17-year-old kid, you got, your only job is to go to school and get a couple grades that are relatively easy. You're in high school, it's not like you're in some crazy college, and go to the gym, and you have no bills, you have no, you know, nothing. It's much different as far as getting ready for a show or doing anything like that. And, you know, anything that I do in life, I always like to put my 1000% into it. You know, I never want to half-ass out anything. So I just didn't feel like last year was the best opportunity for me to get on stage and to bring my best. I would never want to be on stage if I was not at my best. You know, and this series we'll talk about it for sure, about you know, this last year. You know, my eyes have changed a lot since the Arnold Classic, since my last show. So it's been crazy as far as uprooting and leaving everything and kind of starting over from scratch. But I really feel like I'm in a really good position right now, as far as, you know, I'm close to MI40 gym. I'm training with Ben Pokolsky, BPAC, and the whole crew over there at MI40 a lot of the time. They've been giving me a lot of insight, a lot of help where I need it. You know, balance for me is going to be the biggest thing for 2018, my resolution, if you guys want to know my New Year's resolution. But to do that and still become a champion. All right, guys, so starting from scratch is going to bring you guys right alongside for my journey. Starting right now, it's the beginning of January, and we named it Starting from Scratch because I've been completely natural, no super supplementation for the last year. So this is my starting point. We're gonna go weigh in here in a little bit. You guys can see where I start my starting weight, so you guys can track that along as the series goes. And I'll give you guys insight on, you know, my training, my diet, my cardio regimen, you know, my supplementation, and try to give you guys the most raw and real series that I've ever done. You know, I know that there's a few people out there that are raw, and I really look up to them for being as transparent as they are. And that's exactly what I want to be with you guys. This is going to mark the start of my journey back to the stage. So let's go weigh in. We'll bring you guys along, and here we go. All right, guys. The moment of truth has come. Come through the gateway to witness the weigh-in. Put the scale. This is going to be our official weigh-in scale for the series. You guys will see throughout it. Got clothes on and a watch, so. All right, guys, so you just saw it, my first weigh-in. 225 is gonna be the official starting weight. Of course, this is week 1, beginning of January. So the goal every week from here on out is to get a little bit leaner and a little bit harder, change my composition every day. Obviously, you guys know that I'm starting from scratch, literally. Been eating 2 times a day, training about 4 times a week, half-ass. But everything I'm about to do is gonna be a very moderate approach. My supplementation, my food, even down to my training and my cardio, is gonna be a very moderate approach. I'm really gonna think about having balance, and I'm not just gonna be thinking balls to the walls with everything I'm doing. So, with that being said, this is starting from scratch.